welcome again to another episode of the Bethesda Brothers podcast. I am the KingFanMan, joined as always with my partner in crime, Joey Caps Gaming, or as I call him, Brother Joe. How you doing, Brother Joe?
I'm really good, King. Listen, how do I sound? I forgot to ask you.
You sound much better this week.
Okay, good. Yeah, because last time my settings were all off. And I'm glad that I'm actually talking into this thing. I was talking into my stupid webcam last time.
Yeah, so. You sounded like you was talking into a whale, but that's all right. You still look good, Joe. You still look good. That made up for it.
Oh, shucks.
We have a lot of great stuff to talk about today. Of course, Starfield is in the news, as in our minds as well. A great Starfield Direct that wowed most people. And Todd Howard has done several interviews since then. Also, we've also got a lot of other information coming out about Starfield as well. So there's several things that I really want to go over today, but I want to talk about some of the insane details about Starfield and some of the things that I have noticed. I want to get some of your opinions as well. I want to start, though, with some of the changes that Bethesda has made to their games over the years and maybe why they have made those changes coming into Starfield. You've noticed they've gone back into heavy into the RPG. You know, they had kind of, and I'm using these terms, okay, they had kind of dumbed down their games with Starfield and Fallout 4 from the systems from Oblivion and especially Morrowind. My word, if any of you played
Skyrim.
Skyrim and Fallout 4 were dumbed down compared to Oblivion and Morrowind.
Yep.
But now they've gone back heavy into the RPG things. Why do you think they've taken this route?
I don't know. I mean, I loved Fallout 4 a lot, you know. And
well, Fallout 4 got a lot of criticism. Do you think that's some of the reason, or do you think the community has changed?
I think the community has changed. You know, but as far as dumbing down, you know, as far as dumbing down Skyrim, I don't really like that opinion. I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, I'm using that term because that's what people would say about it. I think they were trying to reach a broader audience.
I mean,
by
absolutely.
doing some of the things they did, and it worked for Skyrim.
That's all you're trying to do, especially with Fallout 4. That's all you're trying to do. But Starfield, I love the skills and you know how they're setting up the traits and. You know, they're taking a page from Oblivion, from Skyrim. I love that.
Yes.
You know, because in order to rank up one of your skills, you need to use it, and you just can't, you know, progress in level and then okay, cool, slap some points on it. No, you actually need to use that skill in order to advance it. I love that. I absolutely do.
I do too. I love that they did that. Well. The reason I started with this, that it really leads me into one of the main things that I want to talk about. Some of the things that I've noticed, especially from the latest Todd Howard interview that he just did with the Kind of Funny gaming channel.
Yeah.
It came across to me, just my feeling, that some of the things in Starfield, believe it or not, even with 1,000 planets, some people are gonna think I'm crazy. But they've actually cut back on some of the things in Starfield. But those things that they've cut back on, they've expanded. Let me explain. Like, there's only 4 main companions, romanceable companions.
Yep.
I believe that's probably, and I'm not, this is just thinking right off the top of my head. I know it's less than we had in Fallout 4. I know it's less than we had in Skyrim. It's probably the least amount that we've had in any Bethesda game. But we've heard from Todd Howard in the past that they are going to be the most fleshed out companions that we've ever had in a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
So they spent the time really making these companions something special. Now, something I want to ask, and by the way, another thing, just breaking news, you've probably heard it already, but some people haven't. There's no land vehicles in this. They cut that
Yeah.
out. So there's a lot of things they've cut out of the game, okay?
Yeah.
And they've expanded the things that are in it. So with these companions, do you think, and this is kind of in the news now, do you think it's possible that they may use AI in the voice of these companions? And what I mean by that is that the voice actors, of course, still do the companion's voice, but what they do is they take AI that uses the words that the voice actors have used, and then the AI will use that word base, and whatever your response is, say later on in the game, or especially like for a DLC or something like that, the voice actor don't have to come back into the studio. The AI will do it. It will pick an answer and make an answer from the word base that the voice actors have done. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it makes the companions deeper. It makes them
Absolutely.
where they can say anything.
Yeah, I think that's what you're going to see in gaming in general to speed up the process of, the production on these games, especially with game.
If the voice actors will allow it, it will be great.
Yeah, but I think that would be something that you would agree to before signing that voice actor, right?
Yes.
So if the voice actor doesn't want to do that, then it's like, okay, maybe we'll just go, in a different direction. So I think it's going to be very important to use AI when producing a game like, a brand new Fallout game or Elder Scrolls 6 coming after Starfield. I think that's very important to speed up the production of these games. I think because of AI, not just the voices, but not just for that, but because of AI, game production is just going to speed up naturally. And so maybe a game like Elder Scrolls 6 or maybe Fallout 5, we're all thinking 10 to 15 years. Maybe not. Maybe not. It might be sooner. So because of the power of AI.
Make Joey be a prophet.
But I'm just saying. It
No, I
makes
agree
sense.
with you.
King.
I agree
It
with
makes
you.
sense.
Yes.
Modders are using AI.
Mm-hmm.
And for Fallout 4, and I assume for Skyrim too. That's what I mean. I think it's great. Other people might not. I think it's good because it'll speed up the production of these games so we can enjoy them sooner.
And I'm not going to get off companions. You mentioned mods. I just want to mention that Todd Howard did bring up mods. He's excited for mods. He says
Modder's Paradise.
He said Starfield is a modder's paradise. This is, of course, an Xbox game, meaning, of course, Xbox owns this. So I have no doubt, even though he didn't confirm it, I have no doubt that there's going to be console mods for this game. What do you think?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know if they'll be at launch, but I have no doubt.
Yeah, they'll eventually be console mods. If there were console mods for the original Xbox One and PS4, there's going to be console mods especially for the Series X. There's going to be console mods.
I agree,
110%. It's just, yeah.
I want to go a little bit deeper on these companions. Okay, he said they're going to be deeper, more fleshed out. What do you think? What changes do you think? And this is just, you may not have an answer to this. What changes do you think that Bethesda made to the characters? How are they going to be better? I mean, we only get 4. Is it good that we only get 4? And they're how much better can they be? How much time did they spend? I mean, is it just that they're going to have more dialogue? What is it?
Yeah. I guess, I mean, it's do you want...
Is it deeper backstory, more quests?
I guess it's the quality versus quantity argument. So do you want just a bunch of different companions that aren't fleshed out, or do you want those 4? But didn't he say they're only romanceable?
Yeah, those are the only romanceable ones.
Yeah. So that's fine. I don't really care.
Hope
Like I don't really care for romance in a video game, but that's just me.
Hopefully there are others that have semi deep backstories
Yeah,
that are in the game. I'm really hoping that.
I think
Speaking
so.
of four, they must like four because there are four main cities in the game, which is
Mm,
about what we got in Fallout 4, but that's also smaller again than what we normally got. Skyrim had more than four main cities, I believe.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
you know,
I think
with 1,000 planets, only four cities, but from what I'm hearing, they are absolutely huge.
I think these cities are going to be enormous. Now it's funny. Me and I got my cousin into back into gaming, and he loves Fallout now. He loves it, and now he's big in the hype of Starfield. And he mentioned he was like, imagine if New Atlantis is almost as big as the Commonwealth. I don't think so. I don't know though.
Yeah.
But imagine it just being even half the size of the Commonwealth.
Well,
It's in space and they are on a planet.
I can get you
So
a little excited. Ryan
okay,
McCafferty, who actually played the
yeah,
game for over an hour and has
uh-huh,
actually been to New Atlantis, so he's actually seen it and played it.
yeah.
He compared it to the city in Mass Effect. What's the name of the city in Mass Effect? Boy, I just went blank. Lupus.
I don't know. I never played Mass
There you
Effect.
go.
Don't stone me, people.
And he also compared it to the capital city in Oblivion, which that makes me go crazy. I love that. I
Yeah,
love the
yes,
capital
yeah,
city in Oblivion.
yeah.
Just some things about New Atlantis. It is so big. We know it's the largest city that Bethesda's ever made, obviously, but it has some kind of subway. Now, I use the word subway. It may be above ground. It has some rail system in
Yeah.
it to where you have to get around on this rail system because the city is so big.
See, that's cool. Like if even if there's only 4 cities in the game, that's fine with me as long as there's content.
Well,
Uh, as long as there's
you
content, and there's
mentioned
gonna be content.
okay, you mentioned content. If this is
Yeah,
truly the biggest city that Bethesda's ever made, and I went back
yeah,
and watched the Starfield Direct again for the third time.
sure.
Well, I've watched it partial times, numerous times,
Yeah.
but I've sit down and slowly watched it 3 times. And the lady that was talking about, I forget her name. I'm terrible at names. Yes, Queen. The one of the senior directors there at Bethesda was talking about New
Huh.
Atlantis, and she said
Yeah.
it is the largest handcrafted city that Bethesda's ever made. And one of the things that she mentioned was largest in quest number of quests. Well,
Mm,
there was a city in Morrowind that had
yeah.
85 quests. I mentioned it in the Kingcast this
Wow.
Saturday.
Yeah.
85 quests. So we know
Yeah.
that New Atlantis is going to have at least 85 or more quests just in the city
Imagine just
proper.
like 150 quests in into one city. That would be incredible. But like that's what I mean. Have especially listen. I don't want to compare a game from 2002 to 2023.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But you're talking about a game like Starfield with more quests than the 85 from Morrowind, right?
Yes.
So the city, but now you're talking about a game that's deeper than just New Atlantis. It's the Red Mile, Aquila City. I might be missing a few, probably am, which I know I am. But I just feel like the amount of just sheer content throughout this whole game, it's gonna be wild, and it's gonna be, we've never seen anything like this in
125
a
gigabyte
BGS game.
download.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be huge, of course, but I feel like Bethesda is pretty good at compressing their games. So, with that being said, it being so large, that could just mean a boatload of content,
Uh,
or a universe load.
This may have come out before. I didn't catch it until Todd's latest interview. Did you realize the ranks when you rank up? You know, you see the rank up screen and all
Yeah.
those cute little pictures that always pop up.
Yeah.
Did you realize that those are actually patches that will go on your spacesuit?
Oh, that's so cool.
I thought that was
That's
the
neat.
coolest
Yeah.
thing ever. So
That's
just
so cool.
little details like that are just amazing that they've just taken
Yeah.
the extra step. Another thing that was confirmed in this, I believe it was confirmed on Twitter the other day. Anyway, that cargo lanes are confirmed. We had those in Fallout 4, so we probably knew they were going to be anyway. But you're going to be able to ship from one of your settlements to another. I don't know if they're going to be called settlements on a planet, but you know what I'm talking about. If you build
Yeah, the outpost, right?
yeah, if you build an outpost on one planet and build another outpost on another one, you can have a cargo
cool.
or shipping line between the
That's
planets.
so I love it. I love it.
Now, I do hope they're that's more fleshed out. This is my opinion.
Yeah.
I thought in Fallout 4 they had the speed turned up way too fast. I thought you got settlers way too fast. I thought you got quests way too fast. In other words, when you started managing all those settlements, you know, it was like, what's his name? Preston would come to you every 5 minutes and go, another settlement needs your help. If they would have turned the speed way down and he would have only told you that like one every 10th time he told you that, if you would have only got a notification that, you know, one of your settlements was being attacked one every 10th time you got the notification that a settlement was being attacked, if you got settlers coming into your settlement a lot slower, so it was a slower process that you could manage, I think it would have been a lot better system. And then hopefully they slow it down, and then I hope they flesh it out a little bit more where there's a little bit more detail to it and you can manage it a little better. The way it was in Fallout 4, I couldn't manage it. It was so fast and it just got so big so quick. It was just like, y'all do whatever you want to. it just
Really?
got,
I was able to manage it. I would shut it off because what? It was like an alarm or a radio or something, right?
Yeah.
That you had to turn on, and then you could turn it off. I would
But
shut
that's
it off
what
at
everybody
like 20.
did. They would shut it off. It would be like, golly,
Well, yeah, because you
it's
don't
going
want.
off all the time.
Yeah, but then then I would assign like Marcy Long to the crops and to tend to the crops, and it's funny.
But see, that would be
I can't wait.
That would be a great thing in this, and I think that's one of the things you're going to be allowed to do. One of these main characters, one of the four especially, and Vasco as well, they each have special skills of their own, and you can actually assign them not only jobs in your spacecraft, but you can assign them special jobs within your outposts. Hopefully you can assign them management positions within your cargo lines. That would be great. It's like, I don't want to handle this for a while. I want to go do quests. Can you please manage my, you assign some people for a while. That would be so great.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's constantly talking about Starfield, and I'm so excited for it. It'll be here soon. It really will.
It will.
It'll be here so soon. September 6th, and then if you get the early access, you can play it September 1st.
Absolutely.
I think I'm going to do that, King.
Absolutely.
I think I'm going to do that.
Phil Spencer said that they've got so many Q&A people on this from Xbox. And now this was mentioned. You're yawning again. You always yawn when I talk.
I don't know. No, it has not.
I know.
I make myself cry.
Hey, I get that when I preach too. It's okay. He was saying the other day that if it shipped today, it would have the fewest bugs of any Bethesda game ever made. And then,
ship it today.
And then, they're still working on it. They're still getting bug counts on it daily and working on the bugs. They're making it smooth.
Ship it today.
Todd Howard said in the interview today that it is the best feeling Bethesda game that they've ever made. So he was talking,
BGS game.
yeah, BGS game. He was talking about the 30 FPS and all that being
Yeah.
locked at 30 FPS, but he said the overall feel of the game, the weapon play, the everything, it's just the best feeling Bethesda game that they've ever made. So it sounds like the Microsoft acquisition has really helped in the polishing of the game. Plus, we forget that the Creation 2 engine, and by the way, for those of y'all who say it's not a new engine, it is. Even Todd Howard said today, the new engine, he said new engine,
Yeah.
has really been magnificent. It's just done wonders. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what this new engine does.
It's the one feature that Todd Howard mentioned that was really exciting for me was, I don't know if we mentioned this in this podcast, I'm sorry if we did, was surveying each planet and then selling that data for money.
Oh, wow.
I love that. I
That is
think
so
that's
cool.
going to be, it's just they're giving you different ways to play this game.
Yes.
And it's like this is like 5 different games in one title.
That was one of the things I wanted to say. Todd said it's either 5 or 6 games in one.
Yeah, it's
Absolutely.
incredible. So I can't wait. It's gonna be a boatload of fun.
Man, well, everyone, I want to thank you for listening again to the Bethesda Brothers podcast. If you have not subscribed to Joey Caps Gaming, I want you to go right now, right down in the link below, and subscribe.
I've been uploading again. Yes, please.
Please do that. If you've not subscribed to me, all you got to do is right down below, just hit that link.
Yeah.
And if you want to help either me or Joe, we both would really love the help. One way you can help me is you can become a member of this channel. You can hit the little join right down below, or you can also become a patron. You can do that. I believe Joe has a Patreon channel as well.
Yes, I do. You'll have a Patreon.
So we are not ashamed of saying please help. So if you love gaming content, if you've watched us more than once and say, hey, I really like these guys and I appreciate what they do and the time that they put into it, then consider giving us a little help. Well, Joe, you got any last words to say? Or
King.
As I say in church, is there anything that needs to come before us before we're dismissed?
I don't think so. I think
Since we
this
just
isn't gonna
passed
be
the offering plate, now we're going to be dismissed.
This isn't the last. That's hysterical. This won't be the last time we talk about Fallout 4. Starfield.
Starfield. No, much more Starfield coming on this channel. Absolutely.
Man. Thank you, King. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you for having me on.
Y'all also remember his baseball channel, The Shift. That link is down in the description below as well. He is Joey Caps. I am the KingFanMan. We will see you next time on the Bethesda Brothers podcast. Bye, guys.